Married at First Sight, season 17, episode 19. So we're finally around the corner from decision day. Well, decision day for everyone except Chloe and Michael. They are only about 3 weeks in. Hi, I'm Tamara, and this is Tamara Lynette Tells. So let's just hop into Becca and Austin. These two are falling apart so fast. Producers tried to set them up for like a little Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze moment, like in the movie Ghost when they were molding the clay all sexy like. But this was a big fat fail. Becca was telling Austin his behavior towards her wavers so much that she's not even sure if he likes her. Then she said she was cold, so she hopped up and grabbed Austin's jacket, and he said, "Fine, get mine dirty." Miss Girl slammed on the brakes, turned around, put his jacket back, and then grabbed her own jacket. She was like, "If you needed my jacket, I wouldn't care if you got a little clay on it that we could wipe off later. It would be nice to know that I come first in some shape or form." These two are so frustrated with each other. Being more aware of the cameras than Becca's feelings, Austin got upset that she's making him look bad over what he said about the jacket. No, Austin, you're making yourself look bad. Stop performing for the cameras. Did you go on this show to find a wife or win an Oscar? Because at the rate you're going, you're not going to walk away with either one. Now, later they were shown on the spy cam in their apartment arguing. Austin is mad because he thinks Becca is making him look bad on camera. "You're saying this stuff in front of millions of people on TV." Millions? At the rate this show is going, I don't think you have to worry about millions of people seeing your episodes, Austin. More like tens of people. Okay, probably thousands. Meanwhile, Becca was upset that he was more concerned about the optics than the fact that she feels a certain type of way. Basically, Austin doesn't want her to speak her truth on camera if it's negative. Then he should have worked on being perfect before he went on the show, because that's not what this is about. These producers love to make these people talk about their problems and point out each other's flaws. So later they both hung out with a friend. Austin basically said that he would need to change in order to make the marriage work. Well, that's not uncommon, sir. Generally, when you cohabitate with someone, you have to make some changes and adjustments. I believe they call it compromising. Whereas Becca said she feels bad that her honesty makes him feel bad, but she can't keep living a lie and pretending like everything is okay. Yeah, as much as this show makes these folks talk about their feelings, saying that they have zero problemos all the time would be a hard sell. They got to give these producers something to work with. So then later we see Becca telling the confessional cam that Austin left the apartment, like he moved out. She said before she left to go see her friend, he kissed her, they laughed, like everything was fine. When she returned, things shifted, and then they got into another discussion about how she's not making him look good on camera. He is still all up in his feelings about how he's coming across on camera. Austin is so busy spinning in his little whirlwind of Becca making him look bad that I can't even remember what she said about him. I'm more caught up in his rapture because he's looking bad, trying not to look bad. It sucks that he's put Becca in this situation, especially since Becca said that she has fallen in love with Austin. Now, to me, his behavior is a red flag that she needs to stop ignoring. Actions speak louder than words, and it doesn't sound like he's got much action to offer Becca. And I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about in terms of making her feel wanted, validated, and his priority. Going back to the movie Ghost, to quote Whoopi Goldberg's character, "Becca, you in danger, girl." Chloe and Michael. They met with Dr. Pia. Now, this little portion of the show is probably the raciest I've ever seen on Married at First Sight. Like, Dr. Pepper was asking them if they've been intimate. And Chloe said that she's asked Michael if they could work on the emotional connection first. But they kiss, cuddle, touch, and she sleeps in the bed naked. Then they showed the spy cam with these two chilling on the couch and Chloe sliding her hand down Michael's pants and rubbing on his disco stick. Then in another clip, it looked like Michael was visiting her sugar bowl by way of traveling down her top. Hello? Wow. I don't mind seeing that, but I do feel a certain type of way about them showing it. In other words, I understand that these people sign away their privacy rights when they are in that apartment or on set, but have a standard. If these two were flat out lying and insisting they have only been kissing but never touched each other, then maybe you might want to bust out the footage as proof that they're lying. But they told Dr. Pia that they're fooling around. I don't know. What do you think about them giving visual graphics of these couples' sexcapades? Anyway, Dr. Pepper asked if they have masturbated in front of each other. They said no, so she gave them homework to go to an adult toy store to buy some sex trinkets and play with them together. So they went to the store and it went exactly how any other reality show person visiting a sex store while having cameras in their face would go. A lot of giggling like schoolgirls. If producers were looking for a sexy scene, this wasn't it. But they were very playful and still seem to be getting along good. Shoot, they're doing better than the other couples were when they were at this point in their marriages. Emily and Brennon, they met up for dinner. Now, they walked in seeming to be in a good and happy place. Emily talked about how it took her hitting a tree for their relationship to flourish, and then the conversation went downhill fast from there. Brennon got mad that Emily didn't give him credit for all of the effort he feels he was putting into the marriage, then accused her of being super negative. Emily got upset and started crying. What do you mean? I'm the most positive effing person you ever gonna meet. Brennon said, you think saying, I hate this, I hate that all the time is being positive? What do you mean? I'm effing positive. She was bawling, crying, then got up from the table to apparently go sit on the public restroom floor and talk to her producer. Child, I could barely concentrate on what they were saying because I was so distracted by her sitting on the floor in the restroom. Emily, get off the floor. Anyway, the producer told her that she'd never describe Emily as being negative, and she said she was surprised to hear Brennon call her that. Now, clearly, I don't know Emily, but up to this point, she was far more optimistic about their relationship than I think she should have been. So she earned some positivity points for me just for that one alone. So she went back to the table and told Brennon that he doesn't know her as a person if he thinks she's so negative. Now, to me, it looked like Emily was pissed when she was talking to him. This was finally her last straw. Now, after this, Brennon went home to his apartment. Then later, he went by their shared apartment to pack up his things. To the confessional cam, Emily said she didn't think it would end like this, and that this is the end of Brennon and Emily. Later, Brennon told the confessional cam, I never would have wanted to do this show with anyone else. That's not true, honestly. I wish she didn't make it so hard and that it would have been smooth sailing since our reset. This dude takes zero accountability for his actions. I'm sure Emily has made mistakes, but Brennon is up here doing his one-man show for the cameras, over there pretending like he's someone he's not so that he won't look bad on TV. He and Austin need to be roommates. While I don't like seeing these two unhappy, I am happy that they are finally flushing this raggedy relationship down the toilet. Good riddance. Emily and Clarapis. Didn't Clarapis and Cameron break up like 4 weeks ago? Clarapis is on the show more than the experts are. Anyway, these two had a chat and Clarapis started crying because she had some bad news for Emily. The news was Brennon asked Cameron to go on a double date with him. She said, I'm sorry he's not a good guy, but I'm sorry that he made you think he was. I just wish Emily didn't find this news so devastating. Brennon has had her in the friend zone since they got back from the honeymoon. The fact that they are husband and wife is just a reality TV show technicality. I think the only reason Brennon has been sticking around is to fulfill his obligation to the show. Later, Emily met up with the other wives to, well, basically talk crap about Brennon. Becca said that Austin makes her delete diary cams if they show him in a bad light. Now, in the end, with the exception of Chloe, all of the wives were relating to the fact that their men are hyper concerned about how they're coming across on camera, which to me means they might need to scale back the production of the show and do more with like maybe hidden cameras or something, because the cast will still be aware that they're being filmed, but it's easier to forget and speak more freely when they don't have like a 6-person production crew hiding under the bed. This was a sad episode. With the exception of Chloe and Michael, the two little pieces of relationship that were left, Becca and Austin and Emily and Brennon, aren't even fun to watch. They're not funny, and there's no juicy drama, and there's definitely no suspense about what's going to happen on decision day. Everybody has already had their decision day, well, except for Becca and Austin. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in my next video.